Right, I'm going to do a quick video on how to use grips or what grips are. So if we're going to start with a new file, I'm going to go up here to the A. If we're going to start a new file, I'm going to go up here to the A, choose new, and down here where it says open, I'm going to do no template, either imperial or metric. We like to choose one of these two, which is also the AutoCAD menu. We like to choose one of these two because then when later on we can go back and change the settings on those. So I'm going to put some geometry on the screen so I have something to work with so I can show you how those grips work. I'll do a couple of circles so that you can see those too. And I'll do a rectangle here and a polygon just so you can see how that looks. All right, so we got some geometry on the screen. So as we're looking at that geometry and we're not in a command, I can pick on one of those lines and you can say get these little blue boxes. Those little blue boxes are called grips. They allow me to do a lot of things. We're going to talk about the real basic stuff that we can do with them for right now. I can pick one of the ends and you can see as it turns red, I hold my cursor and I can relocate the end of that. I can pick this end and move it and notice it's disconnected from where it was. If I press escape, it makes the grips go away. If I pick this line and this line and pick that end that they have in common, notice they stay connected at the end and I'm able to move them to wherever I need them to go. Now I can move them to an end point, a midpoint. I can locate them using my O snaps, but for right now, I'm just showing you in general how they work. So if I pick both lines where they both connect and I move it, both lines move accordingly. Hit escape to get rid of it. If I pick one line and I pick the end point and we go here to the center of the circle, only that line moves. I pick this end point and move it to that end point. Only the line that's selected is the line that will move. So notice I can change the size of it, the angle of it, the length of it, the location of the endpoints. If I choose the line and I pick that middle grip, I can move the whole line based on the midpoint. So this is the midpoint. This is an endpoint and an endpoint. If I choose the circle, I have the four around the perimeter. Those are the quadrant points. And the one in the middle is the center point. So I put my cursor on that grip that I want to change or pick the part from. I hold my mouse button on it and it allows me to move it. So I can move it to, say, the end point. If I pick one of those quadrant points, I can make that circle larger or smaller. And yes, I can type in a number there, but again, I'm just showing you how those grips work. Press escape to get rid of the grips on the screen. Same thing with the rectangle. If I pick the rectangle, now I made the rectangle using the rectangle tool, so it is a polygon. If I pick that midpoint, notice I can stretch it. Notice how it goes out of square, quote unquote. But if I come down here and turn on my ortho, that will keep it, those lines horizontal and parallel. Again, if I pick that midpoint line and drag it down, if I pick the corner, again, that's going to allow me to adjust and change that corner. Notice the corner point moved horizontal and vertical, but the line itself became at an angle. It will not stay um, perpendicular. So again, that end point allows me to adjust and stretch and morph it to a different size, different shape. Escape key in the upper upper left hand corner of your keyboard is the escape key. Press that, it gets rid of the grips. Polygon works the same way. When I pick it, I get a little like a rectangle line or a little line segment here in the midpoints, and I get the squares at the endpoints of each of the lines. So again, if I pick one of those squares and I drag it, I can alter the location and notice it changes the shape and the lines for that. If I select an object and I'm not in a command, the grips show up. If I am in a command, so let's say I'm going to be in the move command and select something, then the line just highlights or the geometry just highlights. I don't get the grips. So the only time I'm going to see those grips is when I'm not in a command. Now, if I do a selection like this, notice I get a green window. That's called a lasso. And I went from right to left. So anything that got enclosed or crossed that lasso got selected. Press escape. If I go from left to right, if I click my mouse button and let go of it and drag it across, only the items inside the box get selected. Notice it's a blue box. Only the items inside the blue box get selected. If I go from right to left, doesn't matter whether I start at the top or bottom, let go of the mouse button and drag it across. Again, only the items fully enclosed in the box get selected. And notice the box is green. So the crossing box is green. The enclosed box is blue. Same thing with the lasso. If I lasso from the right to left, anything enclosed gets selected. If I lasso from right to left, anything that crosses gets selected. When I lasso, I hold my mouse button down. When I do the rectangular pick, I click the mouse button, I let go of it, and I drag my cursor to the right, to the left, whichever direction I want to go. I press escape once to get rid of the selection box. If I want to unselect something, notice picking it will not unselect it. I can type in the letter, oops, let's get a command. When I press escape, all of the items then get unselected. So if I select a couple here, notice I had the blue box, whatever was enclosed in the blue box gets selected. Right? If I press escape, they go away. From right to left, whatever crosses the box gets selected. And if I pick a command, so if I go up here and pick move, the items that were selected are now highlighted, and now I'm using the move command on those items. Ideally, we want to choose the command first, then choose our items. But if you have stuff that's highlighted with the grips and then go into a command, those are the items that are selected. There's a lot more that we can do with grips, and I'm going to leave it to you to go into the AutoCAD help and see all the different variances that there is to do with grips.